when they look at how far you drive, what color the car, what's your driving record, where do you live. All of those factors that insurance companies look at determine your rate that you're going to pay for your insurance, for your vehicle, or for your home. When they look at all of those factors, they also pull a credit report on you. And if you've got a good credit, then you get you get some points for that. And, you're going to pay a little bit less. You've got bad credit. Even if you stay in a great neighborhood, you got bad credit, you're going to pay a little bit more than the next person when it comes to your insurance rates. So this is something that you can learn. These are the types of things that you can learn listening to the 800 Credit Score Man show on Saturdays, 2:30 Central Standard Time. So I want to make sure that I got those things out here. And then, so let's talk a little bit for some of the men, some of the people that you may be sharing the show with, and they haven't dealt with their credit really, and maybe they need some basics of things. So I'm going to give a few basics a little bit right quick. So there are three major credit bureaus, right? TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. The information on all three of those credit bureaus for your best interest should be the same. They should absolutely be the same. So if you got 3 accounts on one and 3 accounts on the other, but only 2 accounts on the third credit bureau, you need to make sure that all of those accounts are fitting on each one of the credit bureaus. Then you say, well, why would they be 3 credit bureaus if it's all the same stuff? Then the score should be the same. The score is not necessarily going to be the same because some information is a little bit different. Even if you put everything on there, they're not all necessarily going to be the same. And each one of these companies, they're not connected. Even though they're called credit bureaus, they have nothing to do with the quote-unquote government at all. These are individual independent companies, and so it's just competition. You say, well, why are there 3 different hamburger joints? It's competition. Everybody doesn't want to make a burger from McDonald's. Everybody doesn't want a burger from Burger King. Some people would prefer Red Robin. So there's options in there, and so you have these 3 different credit bureaus: TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Now, they do have some universal things because what they'll do is they'll look at FICO, which is your score. FICO is an independent company as well. They created this whole system that we use right now. And what they do is gather information and it give you a score based on their algorithm. So how risky is this person, or how good is this person being with their credit? And it's more than just making payments. It's more than just making payments on time. So they look at that, and Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion gather that data from FICO, and then they transmit that information to the different entities and places that you may go to get some credit, or to that insurance companies that's looking at it. They're going to pull a TransUnion, or they may pull the Equifax, or they may pull an Experian credit report on you, and that's how they get their information. So this is a universal thing. So FICO, your score runs from 300 to 850. So the lower, the worse, right? So the higher your credit score, the better. If anything under 600, it's just considered bad. Now, there's some little differences in there between bad and poor, but if you're under 600, it's really considered bad. Now, the funny thing, if you want to call it funny, or interesting thing about that is you can still be approved for things even if you have a credit score under 600. It may cost you more in terms of interest rates and fees and things of that nature. If you're under 600, you can still be approved for things, especially things with collateral. So collateral is, I'm lending you money for this particular thing, but if you don't pay me, I'm going to take that particular thing back. So you can be approved for a home with a 580 credit score. Then the reason they do that is because, one, they're going to make a lot of money on you when it comes to your interest rate. They're going to make more money on you than they will with somebody with an 815 credit score. So they're going to make a lot of money on you. So they'll say, okay, cool, we'll give this person a home, but we're going to charge them a higher interest rate. And then if they do default on the home, then we'll just take the home back. And we make more money again because we're going to sell the home again, or we're going to finance the home again, and we'll make money yet again. It's an asset for us. So that's the reason that you can get something of that nature. You can get a vehicle. You can get a vehicle with a 580, with a 599 credit score. You can get a vehicle. Trust and believe me, it's going to cost you a whole bunch of money when it comes to interest rates. I'm talking above 20%. 23, 24, 25, 26% interest rate on a vehicle, and they're going to string it out for you. So they're going to string it out. So not on 5 years, then they're going to help you out and put it on 3 years so you don't pay so much. Now they'll string it out to 6 or 7 years on that vehicle, and that's going to cost you a whole lot of money for an asset, if you will, that is depreciating. But like on that asset, they can always come back and take it from you. They can take it from you. They can sell their car over and over and over again and make money off the car. So, of course, you can be approved if you got less than a 600 credit score. But if you got less than a 600 credit score, you absolutely need some help. If you need some help, contact me. Send me a text message or call me at 312-600-5855. At the end of the show, I'm going to tell you guys, especially the men, something special for you. So stay tuned to the end of the show. Or you can email me, 800@creditscoreman.com. You can email me there, and let's talk about what's going on. You absolutely need some help if you're under 600 at this point. If your credit score I've only seen one credit score ever that started with a 3. But if your credit score starts with a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6, you need to contact me, and contact me right away. We can set you in the right path, all right? So, told you under 600 is bad. 650 to 700 is actually fair credit. So you hit that 650 threshold, that's not bad. You get in the fair credit portion, that's not that bad at all. So that's the fair part. A lot of people fall within this category. A whole lot of people fall there. So you're not alone when you fall in there. A lot of people fall under 600. The last statistics I read about people falling under 600 was 47 million people in America fall under 600. So if you're at 650 to 700, that's called fair credit. That's where you are. Your credit won't necessarily hold you back from getting approved for things in this particular category, but again, those interest rates are a little bit higher, and it's going to cost you a little bit. But there's a lot of people within this particular range. Now, if you've got now 680 wouldn't necessarily be the goal, but that's a good place to be. That used to be the threshold to buy a home, was really at having a 680. Some places would do a 640. Like I just told you, they've dropped it really to like a 580, but 680 was a good place for people to be, for you to get approved for things of that nature. Again, interest rates are a little bit higher, but right there, that was almost like a little sweet spot for banks. Not necessarily for you, but for banks. They love people that are sitting right there at that 680 portion, because you're not good enough to complain. Your score's not good enough to complain about the interest rate they're going to give you. And most people with a 680 thinking they're going in there with their fingers crossed. They've prayed. They've done everything that they can to hope that they can get this loan or whatever it is that you're trying to get. So you're in a good sweet spot as far as the banks are concerned for a customer, but not necessarily the best for yourself. So that's where you fall at. Now, if you're over 700, if you go from 700 to 749, that's good credit. That's what we're calling good credit. The average right now in America is actually 704, and it's the highest that it's ever been. But if you fall within the 749, you get good rates. You get better rates than the other people. Not the best rates, but you get really good rates. And your credit is not going to be a determining factor if you're going to be approved for something or not. It's just not going to be a determining factor in that regard for you. So those are the places where you want to be when it comes to that. You definitely want to be above 700, because above 700, at least you have some options. You have options in there if you're above 700. And then, of course, 750 to 850 is considered excellent credit. So it doesn't matter if you're 750 or if you're at 849, you're going to get the same interest rates. You're going to get the best that they have to offer, but only if you know this information and you have knowledge, because some places will take advantage of you. If you don't have a clue about what's going on with your credit and they think that they can get over on you by an interest rate, a point or more or half a point or whatever, they will. But when you hit this 750 threshold and you hit it across all 3 credit bureaus, there's not a thing that they can say to you that, if you're listening to this show, that they can get over on you with. All right. So you make sure That's the goal. You want to get to 750. The goal isn't 850. That's not the goal. Like I just told you, 750, 850 doesn't matter. You're gonna get the same interest rate as everybody else. If you got a 750 and the next person got the 815, you both gonna get the same interest rate. So that's where you want to be. Now you always want to push for higher because your credit scores fluctuate. They do fluctuate. They will move. They will go up and down for seemingly no reason at all. You can do something really minor or not do anything at all, and that credit score might move. It might move, it might fall, all right? Or it might even go up. So you want to, put yourself in the best light in all of those things. And so for the men out there, if it's going to impact your employment, if it's the interest rates, which is going to save you money if you get lower interest rates, right? The interest rates, if you want to move and get that apartment, utilities, and all of those things that I talked about that should be that are connected to your credit report, you want to make sure that you come back every week and you listen to the 800 Credit Score Man show. Plus, go back and listen to some of the old shows. Check out the titles. Check out the titles on the shows. If it's something that might interest you, go ahead. Listen to the show that I talk about financing. I talk about cars in that show and how to finance a car and get the best rate and how it actually works back there. You may think that you know. I know we all think that we know what's going on. We all think we're the best negotiators when it comes to dealing with those salesmen at the car dealerships. Listen to that show. I guarantee 9 out of 10 of you guys that are listening to the show will find something that you did not know about the whole car buying experience in there. So make sure you go do that. Man, this show is going fast. All right, so let me do some more shout outs right quick, and I'm gonna get you guys some pointers and some things that you need to look out for and you need to do for it. So I want to give a big old shout out to Anika McFall. I gave her a birthday shout out not too long ago, maybe just 2 or 3 weeks ago. I gave her a birthday shout out. But Anika McFall is an actress, and she recently won Best Supporting Actress by the NAACP. So I want to say congratulations to you, Anika McFall. Keep striving and doing what you're doing, and you got the hand clap on there. So congratulations to you, Anika. Kayla Bodie, she celebrated her birthday a little while back, so happy birthday to you. Happy 16th wedding anniversary to Brandon and Rhonda Nicholson. They celebrated 16 years of wedded bliss. So happy anniversary to you guys. Rhonda and Brandon Nicholson. I want to say happy birthday to Tiffany Carter. She celebrated her birthday back on the 16th of June. So happy birthday to you, Tiffany. Cordell King, yes, that is my cousin. He celebrated his birthday. Might have just been yesterday. So happy birthday to you, Cordell. Jerry Smith Jr. I went to school with this guy way back in the day, like Holy Angels. Back in the day, went to school with him. He is also one of my frat brothers, and today is his birthday. So happy birthday to you, brother Jerry Smith Jr. And happy birthday to Sheila Thomas as well. Happy birthday to you, Sheila. So let me give you some of these tips right quick to help you improve your credit and whatnot. So if you don't know anything else about credit, how credit works or anything, you do know that you have to pay on time. That's going to help you. Being late one time will kill your score. So I know sometimes we figure, it's just one late payment or whatever. No, you got to have a whole different attitude when it comes to that. First of all, the higher your credit score, now you're striving for the 750, 800 or whatever, the higher your credit score, if you make that mistake and you have that 30-day late on your credit report, you're going to lose 60, 70, 80 points just for having that one late payment. So you can lose between 30 and 100 points for being late. Now, if you got a 550 credit score, no matter what goes on, you can't lose 100 points. I mean, well, you can, but they're not going to dock you 100 points, but they may dock you 20, 30, 40 points when it comes to that. You do not want to lose points. It's hard to gain them, so you don't want to give them away by being late. So don't be 30 days late. And it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's your a credit card payment that's only $25 a month, or if it's your your car payment and it's $600 a month. Doesn't matter what it is, it's going to drop that score and drop it significantly. So just imagine. I mean, being late is really a score killer. So just imagine if you had reached 740. You worked hard, you've been disciplined, and then you have this one late payment and it drops your credit score 80 points. That's devastating. It's disheartening. So make sure that you pay on time. So you're going to know that you're not going to do that, especially if you're listening to the show for the first time. From now on, you need to make that determination in your mind. You need to say, hey, I'm not going to be late on any payments. And if you can't make it that day, the day that is due, don't wait 30 days and don't wait till the next bill is due to, quote unquote, make up the payment. You don't want to do that. Make the payment right away so it doesn't affect your credit. It doesn't hit your credit score. They're looking at 30 days late. So if you got to Chase, whether it's Chase financing your car or a credit card or your mortgage or whatever, you've got Chase, you need to make sure that Chase is paid